Right, I think we are about ready to go. Hopefully you've all been able to connect without any difficulties. So let me see, just want to say hello and welcome to, I think this might be my first webinar or second webinar. So thank you for being on. It's nice to sort of see you all. So to get started, let's just pull up the slides and let's go through the slides. Right, so Microsoft 365 changes. Let's talk about what's coming up. Before we do get into that though, just bear with me one moment. There we go. Right, okay, a bit of housekeeping first of all. Introductions. So I'd just like to say hi. So I'm going to be giving the presentation. In the background is Karma. Karma, do you want to say hello?
Hi everyone. Any questions you've got, just pop them into the chat box and then I'll put them to Abe at the end.
Thank you very much. Lovely. Right, let's go back with this. What's happened here? There we go. Okay. Hopefully you can all see the presentation. Right, so Karma's fielding the questions. I'll be giving the presentation. The format, it's not a massively long presentation. It's just probably 10-15 minutes to run through it. I'll try not to go too fast, try not to go too slow. I know we've got a mix of people on today. At the end of that, there'll be a chance for questions and answers. You should be able to see a Q&A box on the left-hand side of your screen. Sorry, on the right-hand side of your screen. Left-hand side as I look at your screen. So on the right-hand side of your screen should be a Q&A box. Please enter any questions in there. Cam will field those, and then she'll ask them at the end of the presentation. Now, if I don't royally mess this up, there will be recordings available at the end, but that really depends on how good or bad a job I do at this. And in the coming days, we'll be sending you a feedback form. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What would you change? Would you like to see more of these, etc., etc.? All right, lovely. That's housekeeping. Don't need to tell you about fire exits. You should know where the fire exits are where you are. So let's crack on. So let's talk about Office 365. I wanted to talk about life before Office 365 first, just to give you some perspective as to what does what, because Office 365 is a massive product. It contains so many things. So before Office 365, you would have to have a server, and that server, primary job of that server was to manage identities, usernames, passwords, controlling who can and can't log on to the network. Fun fact, a lot of people think that a username and password is for security. It's actually for identity. So you're supposed to keep your username and password secure and secret to you, and that way all the logs can identify that you did something. So when we talk about usernames and passwords in the tech world, we mean identifying a person who did something, as well as obviously keeping things secure. So you would have had an identity server in your office. You'd also have a company file server. So you'd have a server where you'd store your company files. Simple as that. You'd also then, in the old days, used to have an email server. So all your email would come into this server and go out of this server. Some people combined all three of those roles into one server. Some had two. It could be split up however you wanted. And in addition to that, do you remember the days? Yeah, that's right. We used to have to buy so many copies of Microsoft Office. Even now, sometimes I get presented with a plastic box full of licenses and people say to me, what do I need out of this? And it was a nightmare to manage these licenses. So when we had all this, there were two big issues. Firstly, costs. You had to buy a server or servers. You had to buy Microsoft Office licenses for every single computer. But you also had risks, high risks. If a server went down or needed maintenance even, then the company would be offline. If you lost a copy of Office, you'd have to go and buy it again. So Microsoft decided to revolutionize this concept. They decided to bring in Office 365, but they did it in a way that would be modular, and they brought in lots of different bundles. And I just want to recap on the different bundles. Firstly, the Microsoft 365 Business Basic. Again, that gives you basically all three of those servers for just £3.80 a month. Okay, it gives you email, 50 gig of storage, files, 1000 gig of storage, and managing the identity as well. So username, password control there as well, all for that small price. But what about a license for Word and Excel? Well, they did a separate bundle for Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and so on. Just to go back a little bit, the Microsoft Business Basic doesn't include Outlook. So the only way with Business Basic to access Outlook was to go via a web browser. So what you could do is bundle the two bundles together and have Microsoft 365 Business Basic and also a 365 apps so that you could have Word, Excel, PowerPoint. But luckily, we don't need to do that because Microsoft brought in Business Standard, which gives you email, files, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and the identity management. Yeah, so all that for £9.40. So you can see it's a better deal, really. Step up from that, there's Microsoft 365 E3. Now that gives you a whopping 1000 gig mailbox and some advanced security features. We only have a handful of people that use E3. The majority of people that we have either have a business standard or a business basic if that mailbox doesn't need Word, Excel, and so on. Okay, and then there's the top of the line product. Microsoft 365 Business Premium gives you 50 gig of email, 1000 gig of files, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, 5 copies as well. I think I skipped over that. You get 5 copies to use per person, so you can't cheat the licensing, but it is per person. So you could have a copy on your desktop, a copy on your laptop, a copy on your home PC. That's all included and all covered in the license agreement under all 3 of these these right-hand plans. So the only one that doesn't include that is Business Basic. So going back to Business Premium, we get 5 copies of Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We get the identity management, but we also get device management. So if you lose your laptop, we can wipe it remotely, and you also get anti-spam. Okay, so that's essentially the 5. They do so many different bundles, but that's essentially the 5 bundles that that Microsoft and that we sell predominantly. There are bolt-ons as well, so you can get, for example, Microsoft Project, where you pay for that, and that's just a bolt-on. And Visio, for example, you can bolt that on, and there's all sorts. You can increase the space if you buy extra space as well. But the core products are these 5 products: Business Basic, Microsoft 365 Apps, Business Standard, and Microsoft Business Premium, and E3. And these are the current prices that we've been used to. So what are the new prices going to be? Well, we don't know. We don't know for sure. Microsoft have released the American pricing, but they haven't yet released the UK pricing because of the dollar rate conversion, all this sort of stuff. I don't know, politics maybe. But for whatever reason, they're hoping to release it by the 1st of April. So we're hoping to see the new prices by the 1st of April. So what we've done is we have looked at the American price change and taken a guesstimate on what the prices are going to change here in UK pounds using roughly the same percentage conversion. So now let's recap. Let's go back to these prices. Microsoft 365. Not all of these products are going to have a price increase. Okay, just some of these products are going to have a price increase. First one, Microsoft Business Basic. It's going up 20%. That's going up to £4.60. Okay, as I said, this is an estimate from our point of view. We don't actually know what the real price is going to be. Next is Microsoft E3 is going up from £17.60 a month to £19.40 a month. So there's another big jump there on Microsoft E3. And Business Premium. If you've got Business Premium, that's going up roughly, I think that's about 13% or 15% there. It's going up. So regardless what happens, on the 1st of March, these prices are going up. Regardless. So that is what's happening with the price changes. Nice and simple. You think, why have I wasted my time on the webinar? I get this. Now, here's the complication. Bear in mind these prices are going up to £4.60, £19.40, £16.70. They're going up. And the other products may well follow suit a bit later down the line. It might be Microsoft just testing the water here a little bit, and then they'll do the same for apps and for standard as well. We don't know yet. They haven't given any signs of that yet. That's just my own personal view. So moving on from this, then let's have a look at the terms. What's changing about the terms? At the moment, as you know, you pay us £3.80 for Business Basic, or you pay us £9.40 for Business Standard, and you pay us a monthly fee. And during that fee, we can increase the number of licenses and we can decrease the number of licenses. So in the middle of a month, you say to us, hey, Billy has left the business, please delete his account, and we would automatically go and reduce the number of licenses. Okay. Now, Microsoft have never officially allowed that to happen. They have always said that you need to be on a monthly subscription or an annual subscription, but they've never enforced it. So we've got away with, for 10 years or so, we've got away with charging you the monthly billing price instead of the annual commitment. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. Let's zoom in here on this little caveat here. This is from the Microsoft website, and I've just taken Business Basic as an example. And if we zoom in and have a look, you can see this is what it is on the Microsoft Business Basic website right now. But we know that the price is going up in March, on the 1st of March, to £4.60. So that £3.80 is going up to £4.60. We know that, yeah. With a 20% increase, we can also see, sorry, here, that that £4.60, or as you pay now, £3.80, it's actually for an annual subscription. It has never been from month to month. It's just Microsoft never enforced it. So on the monthly commitment, now they have the monthly commitment just down here, and it has always been £4.50. But as I say, Microsoft never enforced it, so we've been able to charge you the £3.80 instead. And this is true for all their products. Now, as you'll see here, that is for a monthly commitment. And on the 1st of March, that's the big change. Microsoft are saying, if you want to stay on the monthly, you're going to pay £5.60. If you want to stay on the annual subscription, you're going to pay the new price of £4.60. So for those people that are used to a monthly subscription, this is almost like a double increase. There's a base increase of £3.80 to £4.60. That's not so bad. And then if we want the monthly commitment, then we're going to be having to go to pay another effectively 20% increase. So now £5.60 instead. Okay. So when does all this come in? So the new prices, as I've said, is on the 1st of March 2022. That's the new base prices. So the £3.80 goes up to the new price, and the other products I showed you go up to the new price on the 1st of March 2022. The annual payments, now that's slightly more complicated. If you want to switch, or which you will do, switching to an annual payment system instead of your monthly payment, that will happen on the anniversary of the bundle. Now, here's an example I've got on the right-hand side from one of our clients. Okay, you see they've got 37 Microsoft 365 Business Basic accounts. And of those 37 accounts, the renewal date for them is the 27th of May, 2022. So on the 27th of May, 2022, they will have to buy 37 licenses for the whole year up front. So it's not a monthly fee anymore. It's just one fee up front. Okay, if they choose to stay on the lower price. They've got, let's move down to, so let's go to the E3, one Office 365 E3 license. That one doesn't renew until the 27th of December 2021, which is before the 1st of March changes. So that one will apply from the 27th of December 2022. Okay, so it really depends on the anniversary of the bundle. I hope that's clear and makes sense, but it all depends on the anniversary of the bundle and that 1st of March cutoff date. So what do you need to do? Why you're here? You're here because you need to make a choice, basically. And the choice is, are you going to stick to paying monthly with a base price increase, so going from the £3.80 up to the new price, and the additional 20% monthly payer fee? So that's a fee for paying monthly. Okay. Do you want to stay on that plan? Or do you want to switch to paying yearly and only pay the base price increase? So you're going to go from £3.80 to, I think it was £4.60, I can't remember. So just pay that base price increase. But the problem is you cannot decrease mid-term. You've committed for a year. So if we go back a little bit and look at this one, 80 Microsoft 365 Business Standard licenses. All 80 of those, when they come to renew in May, all of those are going to be committed for another year if we go option 2. So they're going to get the cheaper price, but they're going to be committed for a year. And if anyone leaves, you cannot decrease the license to 79, 78. You're committed. Option number 3 is you can mix and match. So you could have 70 licenses that are on a yearly plan, and then the other 10 licenses are on the increased double bubble, if you like, monthly payment plan. Okay. Now the 10 that are on the monthly can go up and down. So they could go up and down a little bit, but the 70 that are on the annual cannot go up and down. Okay. So that's your choices. Option 1, option 2, and option 3. You can choose between them. So we need you to do some work now. This is what we need you to do. We need you to realise, firstly, that all Office 365 billing will change to annual on its anniversary, unless you instruct us not to. So if we don't hear from you, we're going to switch to billing you annually. So you get normal direct debit. It doesn't change there, but one direct debit on the annual will have a sudden increase, and it'll be for the 70 licenses. Okay. Now, here's the important bit. You only have 72 hours to change your mind. If you get the invoice and you realise that actually you want to reduce it down from 70 to 65, let's say, it has to be within 72 hours. Otherwise, you're committed for the whole year. Microsoft will not renege on it. So from when you get the invoice, it's 72 hours. Okay. So this is what you need to do. I would recommend you check your most recent Alcom IT invoice, go and look at our invoice, and everything, all the Microsoft products are listed on our invoices at the moment with the same name as I just showed you in the slides previously. And I can send this slide along with the video a bit later on. So compare the products, then decide if you want any of those licenses on a mix and match, or whether you want them all on an annual, or whether you want them all on a monthly. And then email us info@alcomit.co.uk with your instructions to tell us what to do. Like I say, if you don't do that by the 1st of March 2022, we'll assume you want all of the current licenses to switch to annual. And then if you don't inform us within 72 hours, then you're locked in to that for the year. We cannot change it. You'll be committed to those licenses. Okay. So, as I said, not a very long presentation. I hope I've explained everything in sort of fairly clear terms. I know it's a complicated arena. I've spent a few days trying to simplify things and translate it all from tech speak into plain English. You would not believe the contract information we got from Microsoft. It's pages and pages and pages of terms and conditions, and I've stripped all that out and simplified it for you here. So Q&A, hit me. Questions, please. Let's go with some questions. Karma, do we have any?
Yeah, we've got a couple of questions. So the first one is from Louise. Can you let me know which we pay for and the anniversary date? So Louise, as Abe said, if you check your most recent invoice for the monthly services with us, then that should have a breakdown of it. But if there's anything you want extra clarification on, then just drop us a line and we can let you know exactly what you're paying for with that one. And the other one is from Tracy. If someone leaves, can you change their account to somebody else?
Right, let me just get on the telly. Here we go. Right, so Louise, yeah, Karma's absolutely right. Just check your current invoice. But in terms of the anniversary date, that's something we have to look into the system. So I was hoping to be on the Microsoft portal. It's not. It's behind the scenes. So just drop us an email and we'll reply with your anniversary dates so that you've got those. Tracy, sorry, Karma, what was the question from Tracy?
Bear with me a moment. It was, if someone leaves, can you change their account to someone else?
Yeah, sorry, Tracy. Yes, absolutely. So if you have annual contracts, let's say you've got, I don't know, 15 annual licenses and you committed those for the year and someone leaves, that license is still yours. You own that license until the end of the term. So you can only reduce it at the end of the term, and you must tell us within 72 hours of reducing of getting your invoice. But yes, if say someone leaves in March, well, March not a good date, let's pick June. If someone leaves in June and then you don't get a replacement until August, that license is still yours for that period of time. So yes, you can give that license, take it away from Billy and give it to Sally a bit later on. So yes, you can reassign those licenses. They'll just sit dormant on your account for that period of time.
Okay, a couple more questions, Abe. So I think this is you, Cinzia. I hope I've said your name right. I think it came through as ready as well. So I've got, if we add a new license mid-term, when will the new license renewal date, i.e. will it be the same as all other licenses or separate?
Yes, so because you have a license renewal date on the bundle, if we add a license mid-term, you only pay the remaining time, and then when it comes to renew, you'll renew. Let's say you started with 10, mid-term you went up to 11, you only pay for that one license for half of the year, and then at the end of that year, you'll automatically renew for 11. Is that clear?
Okay, lovely. And another one for you, Abe. This is from Lee. Is this likely to apply to those benefiting from non-profit pricing?
Bear with, let me, Lee, yes, absolutely. At the moment, no, and it doesn't apply to government either. So if you're a government organisation, it doesn't apply to you yet, and it doesn't apply to you if you are a non-profit organisation. But the reason Microsoft are doing this, let's just talk about that very briefly. At the moment, you can buy an Office license in lots of different ways. So you could buy it on Office 365. You can buy it on what's called Open Value License, which is like a corporate licensing system. You could buy a box off the shelf from PC World or from wherever. Okay, so you could just, there's lots of different ways. But the problem Microsoft identified was all the pricing was different whichever way you went. For example, the corporate licensing was really expensive, but it was cheaper to go Office 365, and it was just complicated. So what they're trying to do here is align everything and bring everything together. So with that knowledge, I would expect within the next 12 to 18 months that they will do the same for all organizations. Their plan here is to align everybody and all licensed products, align everything together to simplify everything. So at the moment, no. In the future, yes. Any more, Karma?
No, that's it. There was one from Harry, but you've already answered it. So that's great. So no, there's no more on the Q&A, unless you want to give it a couple of minutes, but nothing at the moment.
Yeah, honestly, if you have any more questions, please do let me know. Of course, wait a minute, I'm not even, why am I
Me again?
Yes, you again. Let me switch. Right. Please call us, have a chat with us, call me, call Karma, whatever we can do to help. We've got plenty of time, which is why I wanted to do this relatively early on, let you know that this is up and coming. So we've got plenty of time to sort this out. So if you think of something after this event, please just drop me an email. You've got my email address, you've got Karma's email address. Just email us or give us a call on the usual numbers. Any more questions coming in?
No, nothing. What I'm going to do is very quickly, I'm just going to pop Abe's contact details. I've been so busy, I've done Abe's, but I haven't done my own. But yeah, let me pop that in there now. Bear with me. Lovely. Hopefully that will come through. Yep, lovely. Louise says, thanks, Abe. Great to put names to faces. Thank you. So it's very disconcerting, isn't it, when you can't see back, but it's lovely to see you all here. Harry says, very helpful, thank you. And I'm going to say your name again wrong, but you said thank you. Cinzia. Well, Cinzia. Yeah, sorry, I should know with names like mine, but yeah, thank you. No, that's it. We're all done, I think.
Brilliant. Well, I really appreciate you all taking the time to come on to the webinar. Appreciate that. Nice to see you all, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon. Stay safe and have a fabulous Christmas. Hopefully this year will be much better than last year. Thank you all. Take care now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.